Brentford 0, Chelsea 0. I'm here with Charlie. Say the name. Go on, where are we?
Mate, G-Tech Community Stadium, gotta love it.
What a name, what a name, what a place. They managed to keep a clean sheet against us. No goals on either side. So what are your thoughts on what you've seen?
Mate, it was a tough game today. You know, we saw against Villa, we didn't play that well, but a moment of brilliance got us out of trouble. Tonight, there was brilliance in goal from Kepa again. But there wasn't much else, if we're being perfectly honest. You know, the first half I thought we really struggled. We knew it was going to be a physical game. We were saying before, and they're going to put a lot of balls into the box. Tony up top is a physical presence, and Mbeumo as well is a tough customer up there. They make it difficult. They're quick in the transitions. And then when they defended, they sat deep as well. And we were just too slow playing the ball in the final third. The decision-making was awful in that final third. And we really struggled tonight. The only positives really were the fact that we kept a fifth clean sheet on the spin, which is fantastic. And Kepa was outstanding again. He's the reason we've come away with a point.
Yeah, I mean, 2 games on the trot. You can't really complain from Kepa's point of view, but we didn't have much help from, centre-back in terms of Koulibaly. I thought Chalobah played well. What are your thoughts on Koulibaly playing instead of Thiago Silva? Because obviously he got rested.
Well, I think it was obvious going to happen. You know, you look ahead at the games. You know, Villa on Sunday he played. He's 38. You know, I know he's outstanding, but he's got to be rested at some point. And you're looking at the games coming up. United Saturday, you want him for that, and the crunch tie against Salzburg Tuesday, you want him for that as well. So tonight was the obvious game to rest him. And to be honest, I don't really think him not playing wasn't the reason we didn't win. We didn't let a goal in, so it didn't really make any difference, and you've got to rest him at some point. So I haven't really got any problem with that. I thought Chalobah had another very good game. Koulibaly I thought was good, perhaps not as good as Chalobah, but again they were both solid and were part of a clean sheet, so can't really complain too much defensively. It's just going forward at the other end. It was really tricky. I like the lineup. We knew changes was coming. I'm surprised that Pulisic didn't get a start, if I'm being perfectly honest. I felt when he came off the bench he made a difference, along with Chukwuemeka. I thought was really promising. Kovacic had a great game, obviously coming on for Gallagher in the first sort of 15 minutes. We thought he was injured at the time, but I checked on Twitter after the game, and apparently they were saying that he was feeling sick before kickoff, but he still tried it anyway, but then he was feeling ill, so he had to come off. So
fair play to him.
So I don't think it's an injury from what's being reported on Twitter after the game. But it was a tricky night. The changes didn't really work. The subs were positive. But Broja, I was glad to see him start, but it was kind of scraps for him. It was really difficult, if I'm being honest, for him tonight. It really was.
Yeah, he did have that one chance in the first half where he got taken down, he got straight back up. It was almost like watching Diego Costa. You know, what a moment.
I mean, he is like kind of, that's what people say about him. You know, he's got ability, he's got physical presence. He looks like he could be a bit of a shithouse, but yeah, there's going to be plenty of time for Broja to grow. You know, he's on a new 6-year contract. He's very much part of the plans going forward, hopefully, and he deserves to start tonight, but again I think he'll find himself on the bench for the next few games.
Yeah, well, listen, you've got to manage your squad, and I think Potter's doing a good job of that. In that midfield area, though, with Gallagher, Chukwuemeka as well, Jorginho, Kovacic, these players, especially Jorginho and Kovacic, getting a lot of minutes. It's like, how do you manage what is suitable for these players as athletes, what their body can handle? Do you know what I mean?
Well, yeah, I know what you mean, mate, but we're short of options there. You know, we put Ruben out to right wing back tonight, playing that back three. That's why before the game I was saying, you know, I'd like to play a back four, just like have Azpilicueta as a right back and a flat, and then the same rest of the back four. That way you can rest someone in midfield, because you shift Ruben out to right wing back, fine. Then no Kante, Zakaria is the forgotten man. No one wants to pick him. And then Chukwuemeka probably is not really his position in that double pivot. Then you have to play Jorginho and Kovacic. And again tonight, Kova was going to have a rest. It rested for 15 minutes. You know, it's tricky. We're really light on bodies in there. I think it's something that we need to address in the January window, if possible, because, you know, we can't make a lot of changes in the middle of the park, and it's a real physical position there.
Well, people are questioning why we don't shoot outside the box. Yeah. You've got Jorginho and Kovacic, 2 players who very rarely shoot. I mean, it's not surprising.
I mean, that was another frustrating thing tonight. The fact that we just didn't shoot. We just weren't shooting. You know, a number of times, you know, outside the box, like not too far out the box, we were getting ourselves in a good position, and time again, no one's taking a shot. It's a pass back. It's taking too many touches. You know, that was really frustrating tonight. I thought in the last few games we scored a fair few goals, and we've looked more promising going forward. I felt tonight was a little bit of a step back attacking wise. I think defensive solidity is there now. 5 clean sheets on the spin. I don't think that's something we've done since, I think I remember seeing like Petr Cech early 2000, maybe 2008, 5 clean sheets in a row. That's nothing to be sniffed at. That's really good defensive play, and we're a solid side, but going forward, it was difficult tonight. There was an improvement in the second half, but if we're being honest, Chukwuemeka had a couple of half opportunities. Other than that, Azpilicueta's shot in the first half, a Broja opportunity. That was about it. It was slim pickings tonight.
Yeah, well, this is the thing, though. I think there's games where you're just going to have to ride it out, and I think Potter's actually been fantastic, the start he's had. I certainly didn't expect him to have the quick start that he has with all the results, so it was only certain that we were going to drop points at some stage. But just coming into the next few fixtures, I think we've got 5-6 more games until the World Cup. How are you feeling going into those last few fixtures?
It's going to be tough, there's big games coming up. United Saturday's massive in the context of the race for the top four. I think, Chelsea are looking for a place in the top four this season. That's what we're going for, I think second place is up for grabs. I'm not going to say we're going to come second, but other than City, there's no real standout team that is going to really finish behind them. It's kind of up for grabs with Arsenal, Chelsea, United, Liverpool, Tottenham, and if we go on a run, which we are, then you can put yourself right in the mix, but you've got to be winning games like tonight. But looking ahead, it's a difficult run coming. United's always tough. I know they're not playing the best. To win tonight against Tottenham, but we've got a poor record against them in the league. We haven't beaten them in the Premier League for a good few seasons now, and that needs to change. You've got a difficult game against Salzburg away in the Champions League. We need to solidify that top spot in the group, and then you finish the month with Brighton before starting the Carabao Cup campaign away at City and a massive game at the Bridge against Arsenal in the first week of November. So there's big games coming. Potter's done really well so far this season since he's been here. And, there's going to be tricky tests along the way. Tonight was a difficult one, but the most important thing is we didn't lose. You're going to drop points in this run. You can't win every single game. So I think to come here and get a 0-0 is not a bad result. And I was saying to Lewis before the game, I would take the point. And that's what we got. But I think, there were disappointing performances from certain players tonight. I mean, I don't want to sound like a Kai Havertz agenda, but this was poor again tonight. Really disappointing. Just not offering anything. A couple of simple passes, fine. Done a few step overs, just not contributing at all. Really not contributing. And the fact that he played full 90 tonight, or pretty much most of the game. Hopefully, it means he doesn't start on Saturday. But I don't like to pick on players, but he's a £70 million signing, and yet again, second game on the spin. And for the majority of this season, we've seen nothing from him in terms of contributing meaningfully in games. Yes, I know he got a winner against West Ham, I think it was, when he shushed the fans in the last minute. But, I mean, to be perfectly honest, you expect so much more. And it just doesn't look like we're going to get it from him. So there's real big question marks over Kai for me at the moment. Well, not at the moment, just in general. And I think if this form continues, we need to move him on in the summer because we haven't got what we paid for.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, Johnny was saying to me, defensively, he was really happy with that performance, but he's a striker.
But he's not there. He's not there for that. That's just a bonus if your attacking player works hard and tracks back. He's there to influence things at the top end of the pitch, and it's quite simply he just isn't doing that. As simple as that. He's so ineffective, and he offers absolutely nothing.
What would you do then to change? Because obviously we've got Havertz there, we've got Broha. Would you just not start him, use him as more of a rotation player?
Just don't start Havertz until he goes on a run of games where he proves that he deserves to be starting regularly for Chelsea. He needs to be benched and then make an impact when he gets opportunities coming on as a substitute. Because at the moment, you think for me the first choice front three is probably Sterling, Aubameyang, and then Mount if he plays there, or maybe a Gallagher or something along those lines. Havertz is not part of Chelsea's best 11. It's as simple as that.